welcome back to Circuit the World. My name's Alice and today we're at the Harry Potter Photographic Exhibition in London. If you've been to the Warner Brothers studio tour, it's a similar thing to that, almost like a little side of it. So we're just gonna go in, have a look what's here, see if it's worth it, and I'd like to bring you inside. So I hope you enjoyed that little look around the Harry Potter Photographic Exhibition in London's Covent Garden. Now if you've been to the Harry Potter Warner Brothers studio tour in Leverson Studio, this is kind of it's like a supplement to that. And to be fair, that is as it's sold. It is things from the studio tour. It's almost like a little taster of the studio tour in a more convenient location in London to kind of get people there and be like, hey, if you like this and you want to see more, you should head over to Leverson Studio. And a lot of the kind of cards in it are talking about Leverson and what there's there to do as well. I'd say it's worth it once. I'd say it took us about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get through it, and that included a stop off at the Butterbeer station and the gift shop at the end. Gift shop's quite small, just for your reference. I didn't take any videoing there. I'm not sure if this was correct, but we couldn't just buy a drink of butterbeer. We had to buy it with the souvenir tankard. You couldn't just buy it in like a reusable or a takeaway cup or something. And I'm not sure if the person serving us just got a bit confused and thought we just wanted the bottles to take away, which wasn't what we were after. We just wanted one with the souvenir tankard and then two just to drink, basically. And also we had sausage rolls, which were quite big in terms of what we thought they were going to be, and also took 15-20 minutes to get to us as well. So just some little things to keep in mind. Sometimes the kitchen can be a bit of a delay. If you're not in a rush, which as we weren't, like, it's perfectly fine, and you're happy to do the wait, then it's perfectly fine. Just some things to keep in mind about buying the butterbeer as well in the butterbeer station, and also the kitchen can take a little bit of time. There were sections towards the end about Cursed Child and about the Fantastic Beasts series. The Cursed Child was an interesting one because obviously for my weekend we'd paired this as part of our Harry Potter kind of leg of the weekend, and we were seeing the Cursed Child the day after. So that was a little bit annoying because there were some things there that I didn't want to see before I'd been trying so hard not to see anything about the show before I went to see the show, and then you've got this whole section about the show. But it's also kind of self-aware in that sense that there's some stuff there, but not a great deal. And I don't know whether that's because there just isn't a lot there to put there from the show, or there's not a great deal of interest in the show, or if it is self-aware enough to be like, look, you might be coming to see the show and doing this as part of the day, we're not going to show you everything that's in the show. Because you could easily, on a weekend, like on the weekend the show, well, we went on a Sunday and the first show started at 1. You could easily go into the Covent Garden photographic tour at like 9 in the morning, go through that, even if that took you 2 hours, that's out at 11, have some lunch or something at the butterbeer thingy, and then jump across town and get to see the first part of the show. Like, you could do this all in one day. It's not, I don't think I'd say that going to see the photographic tour is worth a single day trip just to go and see the photographic tour. I definitely try and pair that with other things you're doing in London, which we did when we were up there as well. So it works quite nice as like a thing to do during the day, but I wouldn't come all the way into London just to go to the Harry Potter photographic tour, because there's just not a whole deal there. You could pair like going to that and then jumping on a train and going across to the Leavesden Studio tour. The Leavesden Studio tour, I think I'd probably give you about 3 or 4 hours in that, because there's just a hell of a lot more to see, unless you want to run through and rush through things. But there's a video on the channel, which I'll link to in the card, of when I went to the Harry Potter Studio tour during COVID pandemic times. It was when we went to go there, we were like at the last part of the day, which was awesome, because we got to see like Gringotts Hall completely empty, and we kind of had it to ourselves. But at the same time, there were certain parts that we would kind of rush through because they were literally closing behind us. Yeah, all in all, I'd say it was worth it. There are some really cool photo moments. Would I say that the broomstick and the Ministry card, I mean, I got the broomstick photo. You can actually see it behind me. It's there. This is one of the photo ops you can do. You basically just sit on a broomstick. And if you've seen my Instagram, you'll have seen that photo because it's on there, or my Twitter. So there are some photographic opportunities. Whether they're worth it or not is up to you. The nice thing about buying like this, we bought this one. We've also got one of the ones that come in like the sparkle frames with me and my mum and my dad by the outside the Ministry of Magic. The nice thing about that is when you buy a hard version, I guess, a real version, on the receipt you get options to download the digital versions as well, so you have access to them all. I also got the Ministry identification card, so there are some cool little things to get, but in terms of things to do inside it, it is just a walk around. There's some photo ops, plenty of photo ops, some points to stand and watch parts of the film, some behind the scenes films and things to see as well. The staff that are there are very clued up about the film, the series and everything as well. I had a good 20-minute conversation with one girl there about Harry Potter in general, and to a point where my mum and dad were like, yeah, we're gonna go over here and sit down, and when you're done having a chat, you'll join us. So they're super clued up about everything. It's really fun to talk to them as well. They tell you things that you maybe didn't know, some behind the scenes stuff that isn't written on the cards, but just kind of adds to what you're seeing and everything. So definitely worth it if you're a Harry Potter fan. I definitely say go. I don't know how long it's running for actually. Links to all tickets and everything will be down in the description box if you are interested. Like I said, I would so say go. I think it's worth it. You've probably seen a lot of what you can see in this video, but it is worth it to go, and there's some good photo ops, and you know, the gift shop is the gift shop, and there's lots of things to get in there, and the butterbeer thing's pretty cool, and you can only get into the butterbeer if you have a ticket to go into the studio. It was only like 20 quid a ticket as well, so not ridiculously overpriced, and a nice thing to do if you're in London and you've got a couple of hours to kill. But again, I wouldn't say it was worth going just to do this tour, and I certainly won't be going back to this tour whilst it's on run, because I don't think there's any more I can get out of it. I prefer to go to the Warner Brothers Studio tour again, which I feel like they update that enough, and there's enough new things cycling through that's worth revisiting every, I don't know, 18 months or so. This, I kind of say this is a one and done. I'd say it's nice to go to. There's definitely some things there to see. Definitely talk to the staff that are on hand there to give you some more information, but I wouldn't go again. But I did enjoy it. It was good fun and a nice way to spend the afternoon. If you have been to this experience, please let me know what you thought down in the coffee pot below, and I'll carry on the conversation with you down there. But for now, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been an absolute blast, as always. If you enjoyed this video, go show that like button some good old-fashioned love. And if you want to support the channel, go hit subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss next time I upload a video. Stay awesome, and I will see you all in the next video! I'm sorry this is taking so long to come out.